Good day, fellas. I hope you're ready for your daily dose of skill. Today we are going to play with 114 SP. The last time we played with this vehicle was very long time ago. It was pretty much in the mid of 2022, so 1.5 years without videos with this tank. Overall, I am not a big fan of this tank. For me, it is an average vehicle, and plus on top of that, the community average looks like 4, you know. Community apparently likes this tank, although this tank is accessible for only few players who used to play ranked battles back in the day. But with the current changes, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, there is Onslaught store, and in Onslaught store you can get 114 SP. I cannot tell you the price now because I literally do not know. But you can buy it if you will reach the gold or the legends rank, whatever that it is called, right? The patch is not out, so I do not know the rules yet. I apologize for that. Quick information about this tank, which is very important. It's paper. It is literally paper, fellas. Everyone could penetrate you in the face. It's far away from being ideal, and it is far away from being a beloved tank, at least from my side, right? As you can see, this is kind of easy penetratable, although apparently you can try to bait the shots like this. But overall, the tank is made out of paper. This is very important thing to highlight, just in case if you are planning to buy it and you are expecting some kind of armor. Just simply do not expect it. And now we are going to play 3 games and we'll see what we can do with 114 SP. Once again, I'm not a big fan of this vehicle, but we'll see what we can do. Let's go. And the first things first, fellas, we are playing in Prokhorovka standard battle. Now hear me out. The reason why I am not a big fan of this vehicle because I found this gun handling a bit trollish for my liking, right? I did not felt like the gun handling is ideal, even though on the paper I'm pretty sure it looks like it should be excellent. Even though we rated the gun handling 4 in the index page, I all the time felt like the gun handling from this vehicle is just a bit of the pain in the ass, and the platform simply not reliable if we are talking about the armor or something, you know. You are not just getting bounces with this thing. Now, I am very well aware of that there is plenty of the people who loves this tank and who appreciates this vehicle, who likes to play with this tank. And there is nothing wrong about it, fellas. It is completely fine. I am just saying my opinion about this tank. And also, if I'm not mistaken, it is one of the hardest tanks to get Mark of Excellence on. And expectation values for this tank to market it is currently 5.3 thousand of me recording the video. I can guarantee you that whenever the store will start, right, I can guarantee you that the expectation values of this tank will drop down a little bit because many players will be able to reach the gold rank or silver rank or whatever that is, right? So you can purchase the tank. So I have a feeling for markers who are waiting a bit until expectation values will drop down of this tank. I have a feeling that you will have a great time slapping the living crap out of the this 114 SP2. But once again, this is only me and this is only predictions, right? What else? The alpha damage of this vehicle is 650 alpha damage. That's okay. 273 millimeters of penetration. Doesn't look like it would be very bad by any shape or any form. In fact, I would say that is a good penetration, right? If you are willing to shoot the gold, your shell velocity is increasing drastically, right? And you have pretty much better shell velocity by 200 meters per second, and in the same time you have a bit better penetration as well, which is also pretty good thing, you know. We cannot complain about this and we cannot say it is a piece of junk or something, right? We just simply cannot say that. From my gameplay, I noticed, by the way, you saw that shot to the Centurion. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about whenever I am playing with this tank. It just feels a bit underwhelming, if you know what I mean. It doesn't feel that great. It doesn't feel like I can rely on this gun, and it doesn't feel like it would be the best thing ever. And it shows in this game as well, right? It doesn't feel that great, does it? Let's try to aim, and by the way, keep this in mind, I have an equipment fully for aiming, right? That is improved aiming unit, rammer, and ventilation, so the gun handling will behave the top notch, right? That's what we are using here. Okay, step by step, little by little. We are going to use this bush now in front of us just to slap the guys who are playing around this area. Or at least we will attempt to do that. And let's try to fix the score. Let's try to fix the score, fellas. Okay, T-57 is trying to escape. This is exactly what I'm looking for, and this is exactly what we need. A beautiful shot in the ass, and this is once again what we want to see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How about the shot to this 113 bow? And I think the gun depression is kind of a problem as well with this tank, if I'm not mistaken. It's for me rare to hate the tank that much that I really cannot stand the vehicle. And in this situation, I feel like I am just bashing this tank and saying, no, but everything is bad. I do not enjoy the tank. I feel like this is how my brain is just simply dealing with the tanks which I do not really appreciate and I do not really like, right? At least that's what I think. Anyways, the game isn't ideal yet, obviously. Enemies have no team, which is a bit of the problem, and by saying a bit of the problem, I am kind in this situation, if you know what I mean. But in the end of the day, we are hitting our shots now. That is okay, and this is what we would love to see, and we want to keep it up. We want to keep hitting the shots, and we want to keep slapping the enemies for their mistakes, right? Meanwhile, Minotauro is considering about going in front. Beautiful, very, very nice shot. Obviously, at this point, I started spamming APCR, so the situation just feels tiny touch better, right? With a bit more penetration and a bit more shell velocity, that definitely feels a bit better. How about this Mr. M60? I would love to see a good angle to shoot this gentleman. Unfortunately, probably I hit the gun, and this is a game over. But other than that, it is not a horrible performance, fellas. We are playing... For Mark of Excellence, this is 4.6, and overall it is 5.6 thousand. That is okay score, and this is not a horrible result. Obviously, in this game, we had kind of a practice shooting. You know, we were slapping the enemies left, right, and center. I think I remember what I do not like about the tank as well. The speed feels like it is way slower than it should be. It is taking quite a bit of time to get some speed and to get into the position. So this could be one of the things which I do not really like about the tank. Anyways, fourth by experience, fourth by the damage. I cannot complain that much. 73,000 profits, which is very much appreciated, and it is nice. And yeah, as you can see, the speed shows like it would be 45 kilometers per hour, but I think it is relatively hard to reach the speed. And without the bounty rotation mechanism, it feels like it is a bit underwhelming how the tank goes. But you know what? For the sake of this video, what we are going to use the Bond Turbo. How about this? I think what we can do, we can use the bound turbo and we can see how it feels like whenever we have turbo on. How about this? Okay, not a bond turbo. Bounty turbo will do just fine because bond turbo is in some other tanks and I do not really want to pay 200 bonds to remove it. Skill, you cheap bastard. I know, fellas, I know. Cheap mother trucker, what can I say? So now let's focus on the speed of this vehicle, how fast the tank is, or maybe I just simply had a bit too much of the expectations whenever this vehicle came into the game. So on the paper we have 50 kilometers per hour, right? And obviously Centurion makes us look slow, and Centurion going in front, I am sniffing his dust. That's all I am doing in this situation. And keep this in mind, we are playing currently with a turbo. Also, one more thing. experimental turbo can be definitely an option for this tank because it will add a bit of the gun handling for this vehicle. So that can feel real good and that could feel very, very nice. Obviously, if you can afford experimental turbo for yourself. Meanwhile, there is a Kunze Panzer and he is politely asking for us to slap him. And you know what? If the guy wants to be slapped, I am all the time for it. I'm all the time to save him and I'm all the time to help for him. Straight to the garage he goes. Or not. That is okay, even though we are spotted. I do not really mind that much. Unfortunately, our waffle is being lit on fire, and I hope that it is not me being spotted who caused him to take one for the team. Although the waffle has a bit of the Kaku camo, so not a big surprise. Beautiful ammo react to the T and H. So far, so good, fellas. So far, I am feeling very, very nice, very well with this gun handling and overall with this gameplay. So far, I do enjoy myself. Now, that being said, I have a feeling that the enemy team has no team. What that means? Well, in this type of situation, that means we need to figure out how to get a bit differently involved and how we can punish enemy forces. And what do we have? We have STB going through the middle of the field. Let's try to take our time to aim our shots. And wow, okay, gun handling actually behaves a bit better now. Okay, 114 SP. Maybe all I need to do, I need to complain about the vehicle and then the tank will behave. Well, shot to the side of the IS-7 turret, not a big surprise that we are not penetrating him. IS-7 is IS-7 in the end of the day, you know? That is not a big surprise. Meanwhile, what do we have? We have a Hori sitting here. And you know what? I think this is the time for us to go involved. Skill, what do you mean you are saying to go involved? I mean, uh-oh.
Much obliged.
Sorry, mate. That wasn't intentional to block the ally. I just tried to cross through the open field and it happened to be that unironically I blocked him. And obviously that wasn't intentional by any shape or any form, you know? But sometimes it happens. Okay, let's try to use the speed, if we have some, to get closer to the enemies and to slap them left, right, and center. Can we do that? This is the question. Centurion action 10. Let's try to punish him. Wow, the gun actually behaves very, very nice. I cannot complain about the gun handling in this game, fellas. That is for sure. I just simply cannot complain about the gun handling. Sure, I am taking one for the team at the moment whenever I am playing here. You know, I'm just trying to cross through the middle of the field. And I know this might look silly and stupid and maybe more silly and maybe more stupid. But this is the play in this type of situation, you know. We are just simply trying to get involved. And unfortunately, Hori slapped us in the face. In fact, I want to believe that Hori is significantly better tank overall. It just is. Anyways, not a horrible score, not a horrible performance considering that we needed to push in front to the best of our abilities. And unfortunately, that's how we are finishing our game. 3.8 thousand. Okay, let's see the score. Okay. And we are back. 3,000 damage, 1.4 thousand assisting damage. That's okay. 4.4 thousand combined. We cannot complain about this. We finished at like 6th by experience and the 4th by the damage. And in the end of the day, we have 11,000 profits. Okay, so far, I cannot complain that much. I mean, so far the game actually, I mean, it's a tier 10 vehicle. I play for 5,000 combined and I'm struggling quite a bit with this tank. And overall, looking after 82 games, I barely do 3.3 thousand damage and 500 assisting damage. That's quite crazy if you would ask me. Anyways, let's go, last game. And the last but not least, we are playing on the Redshire in the encounter battle. Okay, I kind of like this. I have an idea how we are going to deal with this situation. So the first things first, what do we want to do? We want to take this position here, right? Hopefully we will be able to punish enemy forces playing somewhere around this area. That's the plan, that's the hope, that's the dream. And in the same time, to answer into your question, because I believe some of you are looking at this video and thinking, no, but skill, is it worth to buy this tank? Well, personally, fellas, for me, I would not waste my bonds on this vehicle, okay? I am just going to say that straight in the face. You know, it's just not my tank. I do not appreciate this vehicle that much. I think there is significantly better Tech 3 tanks out there. I think Hori is awesome. I think the same Grille for me is better than 114 SP, and it just feels underwhelming for me where this tank goes. Do I think everyone will think this way about this vehicle? Absolutely not. I believe we are going to have some people who are appreciating this tank like no one else, and we will have some people who would say, but it has a turret. It doesn't matter, it has no armor, but it has a turret, you know? So at least this is what I think, and this is how I look into all of this. Anyways, let's see. Can our Charfutur spot for us? Now, obviously, we can definitely see that someone is playing somewhere in this bush, right? So if our Charfutur will spot for us who is sitting in this bush, we will be able to slap them. Now the question is, will Charfutur help us and will Charfutur spot for us? I am just going for a blind shot because I have all time in the world of tanks. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, okay, we cannot do anything for this, unfortunately, but that's okay. We have all time in the world of tanks. Meanwhile, Charfutur lost minus 1000 hit points for enemy Arta, and now, oh boy, situation looks a bit sad. Meanwhile, we are taking our time to aim, and luckily we are hitting our shot towards the Fava. Beautiful, very, very nice. Very nice, I like it. Or maybe the biggest struggle for me was to play between sniping and between being aggressive. When I'm thinking more about this vehicle. Maybe that was my biggest problem with this tank. Also could be very, very possible. Okay. That is alright, we are just lurking somewhere around the back here. If enemies are going to be too aggressive, obviously we are going to get involved, but if enemies are not going to be aggressive, we will be fine. High explosive loaded. What is the shell velocity of the high explosive? 760, so we need to pre-aim quite a bit, right about here. A bad shot by me. I aimed to the house instead of aiming where the light tank is going to go, so I cannot complain too much about this. Meanwhile, there is Mr. Star1 who is politely asking to punish him, and I will punish him with a big smile on my face. Beautiful, very, very nice. So far, honestly, I was expecting significantly worse things from this vehicle, and now, to be fair with you, I do not hate it that much. Sure thing, the performance doesn't look ideal from the first couple of games, you know, we play for 5000 combined, which isn't bad, fellas, but it's not even the third mark of excellence requirements. Or maybe this tank, or maybe the reason why I do not really enjoy this vehicle is because expectation values are so high with this tank. I just constantly think about how hard it is to market, and I just do not appreciate the tank itself, right? This is what I am thinking. I do not know how did I hit this shot, but I'm not complaining. In fact, I am super duper hyper turbo grateful. And obviously, fellas, if it happened to be that you owe this vehicle yourself, feel free to share your thoughts. What do you think about this tank, you know? Maybe I am only one who is, you know, saying that I just do not like this tank and I do not appreciate it. And maybe most of you are having a blast and having the best time ever while playing with this vehicle. And I am just only one spoiled mother trucker here who is saying, oh no, but I don't like that tank. No, but still, why you don't like the tank? I do not know, I do not like the tank. You know, maybe that is the thing. Also could be possibility, fellas, you never know. Meanwhile, unfortunately, that was only tracking shot, which is a bit disappointing, but not much what I can change about this. Obviously, Scorpion might peek here. If he will peek, we will slap him. And oh my bananas! Hello there, Mr. Hooligan. How are you doing? Fellas, we just robbed Hooligan in the middle of the day, okay? That was a beautiful armor rack. Very, very nice. Thank you. Give me more of those, please. Okay, very nice. Very nice. -1. -2. -3. Oh, how are you doing this fine day? Oh, come on. Really? Please don't karma me. I think I got karma down. Okay, I cannot remember, is the ammo rack actually an issue of this tank, or I was just simply unlucky in this type of situation. Either way, you saw what happened. Quite a bit greedy play from my side, but hey, I'm a greedy bastard, what can I say? Let's see the score, what we crafted with this vehicle, and then we will say our final thoughts, or I will say my final thoughts about this tank, and do I think it's worth it or not so much. Okay, fellas, the last game was the best one. We hit one blind shot, so we finished it with a 5,800 damage. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this tank. I truly am. We finished it first by experience, second by the damage, 12,000 credit profit, and our session was actually okay. Our session was 5.2, 5.3 thousand combined. Now, there are some things which I do not really get and I do not really understand. Hear me out, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason, I think that either I had a very, very bad experience with this tank, this is why I'm so negative about it, or alternatively, this tank treated me significantly better now than it actually works, right? Either way, I assume the price for this tank is going to be around 20,000 bonds. Obviously, I do not know the amounts yet, but this is my prediction, right? And I don't think this is the worst vehicle in the world of tanks. If it happened to be that you have so many bonds you do not know what to do with them, sure thing, it is not necessarily a worst thing and worst idea to go for it. If it happened to be that you do not really have that many bonds, I think it's significantly better to get bond turbo or alternatively something else from the store instead of getting this tank. For me personally, it was average. Although keep this in mind, in 2024 what I'm going to do, I am going to try to mark this tank, so maybe my opinion will change a bit, but I really doubt it. Anyways, that's what I have for you today, fellas. Beautiful session with 114 SP, even though I do not like the tank that much. Anyways, thank you very much for watching and see you very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.